What's happening, guys? I am back in the house with another Division 2 video, and on this video I'm going to show you the builds that I use for the hardcore dark hours. So let's get to the video and let's go. So the builds I use for the hardcore dark hours. Number one, I use the striker build. Just a nice and easy and simple striker build, nothing special. I use the grenade launcher because I'll be using that throughout the full raid. Most of the builds I use have the grenade launcher on, just for the plate team, because I do the plate with the plate team. I'll do one of the plates. So I use the grenade launcher so I can gather up all the ammo for the specialization throughout the raid. So the reason why I use the grenade launcher as well, if you read this one, ignore explosions can only trigger once every 60 seconds. That's mainly why it's very good to have a grenade launcher as well. You can ignore explosions. But back into the build, I've got the 4 pieces of striker. Got them backpack, gloves, chest plate and knee pads. And I've got the Coyote's mask. And I've got a Seska holster. On the stats wise, I have 60% on crit chance and 165 on crit damage. So there's my striker build. I use in the hardcore raids. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to move on to my next build. My next build is my tank build. This is what I use for the boomer room. Every time I'm going to the boomer room on hardcore, I always switch to my tank build. I've got 4 pieces of Thermal Bulwark with the tardigrade, and I've got 1 Gilligard holster. Most of the stuff on my build, I've got armor and armor regen, plus with the health on the holster there. I've got on the tardigrade explosive resistance, armor regen with protection from elite mod, and most of the Fenrir Bulwark do have armor and armor regen. I do have the protection from elite mods as well on the backpack and the mask as well, and that's pretty much it for the tank build. I do use the Reviver Hive, and I put an assault turret on just so I can just chuck it at a door. Normally I'll chuck it on the donut shop door so it can slow the ads down, so the guys can concentrate on the ads when they are spawning out. That's pretty much the reason why I use my assault turret. So on the last build I use, this is the build what I use for the triplets. I use this build for the healing to the team, obviously. I need to make sure the team is healed throughout the encounter, so this is my 4 pieces of Future Initiative with the BTSU gloves and an Alpha Summit backpack. Everything has skill haste, repair skills, and repair skill mods. And that's pretty much it with the build. I do use the Restorer Hive and the Reinforcer Chem Launcher. And that's pretty much it, guys. So there we go. In the Dark Hours raid, though, the other guys who just do general DPS, me and Hads do ask the other guys just to bang on DPS builds. So, for instance, in the Boomer Room, the guys will put on the Negotiator builds. You can use this build as a template. This is my Negotiator build. I don't really use Negotiators in hardcore because I don't really do that role in my. It's not my thing I go to. It's not my place. It's not my role in the raid. So that's why I don't use the negotiators on the hardcore. But the other guys in the boomer room, we have about 3 people with negotiators and the rest of the guys with striker builds. So if you want to copy this template, you can do. I've got the gunner specialization. I've got the Set Engine with the ACS 12. I've got the 4 pieces of negotiators with the Fenris chestplate, with Obliterate, and I've got the Contractor's gloves. Everything's got crit chance, crit damage, apart from obviously the gloves, what gives you damage to armor. But I have got a crit chance onto the gloves. The stats on this one is 100. It's 57 on crit chance and 181 on crit damage. But like I said, you can use this as a template and use it as your run if you wanted to. The guys do use the strikers builds as well in the other parts of the raids as well. So the striker build, what I've shown you previously, you can use that as well. And now I'm going to go into Hads now. Hads, he does a different build in the Boomer Room. This is the only time he uses this build. Apart from that, Hads pretty much uses striker build. In the raid, Hads does use this build in the Boomer Room. He has got like a tank. He's got like a tank striker build. He's got 3 pieces of strikers, the Ninja Bite backpack. He's got a Gilligard chestplate with Vanguard onto it. So he's got the Point Man, and he's got the Picaro's holster. So a few pieces have got the armor on, and he's getting plus more armor from the Gilligard. He's getting weapon damage and armor from the Picaro's holster. So he's got the Ninja Bite backpack. So he's the 3 pieces of strikers class as 4, and the Gilligard class as 2, and the Picaro's holsters class as 2 for the gear set bonuses and brand set bonuses as well. And he's running with the survivalist with the crossbow, so we can use the crossbow for the plate team as well. And he's got the shield, so he can activate the Vanguard and plus a Reviver Hive, and that's his tank DPS build. I presume he's got armor on and crit chance and crit damage, so he'll have a very tanky, very good DPS build there. So that's Hads' build, what he uses in the Boomer Room. And also Hads does use like a drone build on the Razorback, so it might not use something like this, but it might use something like very close to it. He might have a different chest plate, maybe he might have a Wyvern Word chest plate or something like that. Yeah, I don't think he'll have a sacrifice chest plate, but a Wyvern Word chest plate will do well and do really good with glass cannon on. So it does have a build like this similar, but probably not as close to this, but it probably is pretty much similar. But we do have the 4 pieces of the hardwired plus a chest plate, what is skilled with a glass cannon talent on the chest plate and with the BTSU gloves. And you want a Restorer Hive and the Jammer Pulse just for the drones, and that's pretty much the builds for Hads, what he uses. So there's the builds, guys. So thanks again for watching, thanks for being awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.